All right, well, the time has finally come to work on getting the subframe for the backhoe installed onto the Kubota B2650. This is the subframe portion of the backhoe kit. I got the one for the, how could you say it? I got the one for the cab model. So it comes with the separate seat, so you don't have to change out your seat. This is the subframe brackets and stuff in here. It does come with a box of goodies. I already opened them up to check them out. So I'm going to get the rest of everything out of this crate, and then I'm going to remove the crate from inside the building because I'm really limited on room. And then we're going to get the tractor back in here, and we're going to start reviewing the installation manual and see exactly what we need to do. I know we're going to have to remove the 3-point hitch assembly, and we're also going to have to jack it up, I believe, and remove one of the wheels. So I've never actually jacked this thing up, so that'll be a whole new experience there. So here we go. Let's get these parts out of here. So here in the box, it comes with the 2 hard lines that you need to relocate the hydraulic fluid. Okay. All the bolts. A kit with some fittings, some zip ties, some clamps, and some, I don't know, some stuff. I'm sure we'll figure that out. Here is the hose that you need to run. Here are the 2 hold pins that hold it in to the top part. All right. There's that. That's what comes with that. Okay. That's everything that comes with the subframe kit. You don't get any instructions. You don't get any of the fittings to put it onto the tractor. You got to get all that stuff separate if you're just getting the subframe kit. Now, in this bucket, this comes with the backhoe part. That is a separate skid and a separate part number and sold separately. You get the instruction manual and the assembly manual. Here's your dipper pin. Inside this bag, there is some more zip ties, some fittings that you need to put onto the hose, and on the tractor. On both of those fittings, one goes on the fitting, one goes on that line. So you need both of these. All right. There is the, I'm not quite sure, more stuff for something. Hopefully it tells us what that does in the owner's manual. All right, now I'm going to, now that we've got everything open, I'm going to review in the assembly manual. I'm going to get that out and look at it. My floor's kind of damp today because of the temperature change and the high humidity. So I'm going to look at that on the desk over here and go through it and see what the first steps are and start taking care of what we need to take care of. And I'll show you guys that. All right, well, it's the next day. I did do some little bit of review in the book. Basically, the instruction manual covers all the models that the backhoe could be installed in. And there's also, is the best way to say this, is there is multiple different mount kits. They basically give you an overview in the front. Then they go through all the different mounting kits for the different tractors. So basically, we have the B2650, okay? And I actually opted for the kit for the cab. So it tells you here, it has the numbers. For example, the first one is a B3200 and the B3300 SU. So here's page 5. You go through and it shows you that stuff. And then if you flip over to the next page and you start reading down through, 3000 cab. Here we go. We got 2650 cab, which is the mounting kit that I got. Here is the one for the ROPS bar, okay? So you can actually see the difference in what is there. This mount kit, these underbars here, basically they use the same thing, but then they made these adapters to bolt onto it for the cab kit to space it, the backhoe farther away from the tractor, which is what I wanted to do to get to be able to retain my seat, because if you take it off, you can take the seat off and then you don't have to change anything on the back. Here, there's one other thing that I was really curious about because I'm bumping everything. Now, back here, you have your tie bar, which I'm assuming that I might not even have to change anything with this. I took my toolbox off because I ended up breaking the plastic hinge, which I got a new one of those, so we're going to be installing that. So I'm just kind of curious to see if when I take this off, if when I get this on and I get this mounted, if I'm going to have to remove this and then get the brackets to remount my lights out. That's one thing that I know I probably don't have. I didn't really go through some of these bags, so there might be something in there. Just gotta see it, fill that out. Okay, so you can go by the part number that's on your subframe kit. This kit for the 2650 is 4973 up here. bh77. That's the kit part number. So I paged through and like I said, this does, you know, look, they go through a lot of different install kits, all right? So basically they go through, they say the assembly of blah, 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 okay? So we have the 4973. This shows you the layout of where these hydraulic lines that need to be installed are going to go. Said hard lines. Okay. You can see here and underneath. Basically, to go through step 1, you need to install your fittings onto here. But I did notice one thing. One will get a fitting. The other one gets the hose actually connects to it. And you can tell which one that is by looking at them on the ends. This one takes the fitting. This one here has the flared end. So I'm pretty sure our hydraulic hose actually goes onto this one. Okay. So we have to assemble that part. Now, they go down through here and they show you basically this is the jump line. Okay. I'm assuming that this side here would be the hydraulic pump. I don't know if I'm right, so don't quote me. But I'm assuming that this is the hydraulic pump side of it. And it actually goes down and it feeds your loader valve over here, okay? They give you a couple different photos from different angles. I'm not exactly sure which one is exact, which we can actually look at that back there. I'll show you where it's at. So they show you where they go. You got to remove this. One fitting goes up the top. One fitting goes down here on the bottom. And it'll run out and it'll be something similar like this. Basically, you're opening up the line in between so that you can feed hydraulic power to the backhoe. This just jumps it over to feed your loader. All right. So they show you blah, blah, blah. But anyway, when you put that on, that runs a loop without that on there so that you can run the rest of your tractor and your loader and you're not pumping fluid out. So, all right. Then they get down to the point of doing some different, okay, 4, yep. Tells you to put the, I guess it's got the cushion line that goes around it, and it has a hook up here, which is kind of weird. When you're looking at these photos, they're not really, I mean, look, they have their top bar link on here on that photo. It's not on this one. It's not on here. but I'm looking at this and I don't really, I'm trying to see, you know, I don't really see like what would be the cab here, because they're showing the ROPS bar and they're showing this hooking on it because it's 4973. And then they have the other two numbers here, which is something different, but we're on the 4973, 4973. But like I said, this is a little weird here. So that might be a little bit different. They give you this bracket here. So we just gotta see what's gonna work out best for us and what kit that we have. And you know, I might have to get some other things. Like I said, I know other people have done this. So it's gotta be a pretty simple thing. And then your next page will be the installation of the subframe. So we're gonna work on getting our hydraulic lines on right now. And I'll take you back and I'll show you what part that is that we have to remove. So if you see, we got everything removed for the 3-point hitch right now. All right, we're gonna come down here and you can look in here and you can actually see this is the line right here, crossover line, that we need to take out and install the new metal lines to run our hose back here. All right, so we're gonna work on finding out what wrench we need to break these two loose. I am actually curious if this right here will actually come up out far enough to let this out. So it's probably going to be one of those things where when you slide this in here, you're going to have the nut and the washers in the fitting on the line when you slide it in. So we're going to grab our lines, our hoses, and our fitting ends and get everything assembled onto here, and we'll show you how we're doing that. All right, so we're gonna open up the one line here. In case you need to see the part number, it has the part number on it. Now in all of the pictures, it shows this fitting here getting screwed on to this. I have some Teflon tape here. I did get out all the sizes of the wrenches that I'm going to need, so I'm ready to go. Okay. One side's a 19. You could also use a 3/4. That's close enough in size. Fits too. I just have all metric wrenches in. I mean, I got American measurement wrenches also. So there you go. I'm sure with something like this, you want to make it good and tight. Okay. Now this one is ready to be installed. Now we have our hose. Let's see how they got this on here. Just a little nice little piece of stretch wrap on there to hold this on. This piece onto here. So here we go. We're going to wrap this one. Alright, well, anyway, we're going to wrap that. I'm going to do that off camera. This end here, like I said, has the fitting that goes onto this line. You can see it's a ball fitting, so it's kind of like a compression fitting. Doesn't need any tape. So that one will go nice and tight. There was no, let me see here. There's like no real part number on this. There's no part numbers on the fittings. Here is part number on this other fitting here, just so you can see what that is. So I'm going to get the end assembled, and I'm going to get the hose assembled onto here. Now, I got some cardboard down here. I have some rags. I don't know how much hydraulic fluid is going to come out. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on getting these broke loose. That one down there, I have a 26 mil. Like I said, I have a bunch of metric wrenches, so I'll just use those. Broke loose pretty easy. Didn't seem like it was too tight. Okay, here's our 17 I'm using up here, which seems to be, oh, that one's tight. There we go. Work it loose. Okay, I don't see like a bunch of fluid running out of here yet, so we're pretty good. I'll set this here. Good clean surface to set stuff on. If I can actually, if this one actually comes out and fits up here. If not, like I'm thinking, I'm gonna have to take the line and everything. Yep, line's got to come off with it. Here's what's in the bag. That's to mount the lines. So we do have that bracket. And then in here, we have some O-rings, some compression washers here. Always make sure to keep this stuff clean. Another sock. So like I said, we just got to figure out exactly where they go, where they want you to stick everything. So I'm going to double check and see if there's anything on the instructions that show me what goes on these fitting ends. If it ends up being a compression washer, like this one here has one on the bottom. I'm not sure there's, yep. So this is where they go. So there's compression washers on that side of it. So I just want to double check to see what goes on this, seeing as it has a rubber ring. Oh, look at that. It has an O-ring on both sides. So it's a big one and a small one. So they give you a new big one and a new small one. So we're good. Okay. Slide right off. Alright. I usually, like, I mean, as new as this thing is, you know, that stuff could be reused. It wouldn't probably hurt anything at all. I am noticing I got a little bit of paint chipping off of the back side of this. So, I'm gonna make sure I get this cleaned up right here. Okay. So we got our new one on here. Usually you want to make sure you have a little bit of fluid on this stuff. It helps to get it tightened back in. For some reason I think that is upside down. Now I'm sure this bolts into our subframe kit and has to mount somewhere around here. Okay. Now, grab the other one. I just let this loose, and I dropped my bushing somewhere. So anyway, I let this loose so that it's movable, and it's a good thing that I did try to reuse. Well, no, actually, what I'm doing for this, you can put the new ones on. Anytime I always take these apart, I usually end up just reusing the ones that are on there, and they seem to work fine. So this is going to be a trial error thing. I have to pop it off again, it's fine. So